Hey there, manifesting generators. Thanks for joining me today for your intuitive reading. If you're new to the channel, I do my readings based on the 5 human design types, and I use tarot, oracle cards, sometimes runes. My readings are non-date specific, so if it feels right to you, if it resonates with you at this time, then it's your reading. All right, let's get started. So it sort of feels like something is cooking or brewing for you. Something that you have been calling in, really howling to the moon about. Something that you've been waiting for. Maybe you knew it was a possibility that it might come in for you. This Transfiguration card coming out. This is basically like the phoenix, like you're rising from the ashes. It's things starting to get easier after a really difficult or challenging time. You've got some, like I said, something brewing. There's a lot of focus there. Really carefully curating this new self that's emerging. And there's a lot of fire energy here with this phoenix and the fire of the flame here. This is a time of transformation and a time of alchemy. You're changing from one state to another. It feels like you're thawing. Things are thawing out. You're coming in from the cold. You're coming into yourself. You are reaching beyond where you have been able to previously. And with this gaining this openness to what's coming in, it gives you a sense of peace, of grounding, of, you're not fighting it, you're not struggling with who you are and where you are and what you're doing. It just feels like you have a sense of knowing that what is coming, what you are creating, is really going to serve you. This, the Transfiguration and the Green Man, it's a time of preparation. So you're not quite there yet, but you're very close. Very close. Next we have himself. So he often speaks of shamanic power. And when we think of shamans, we need to go back to what shamans were in previous communities and cultures. They were not only the healers, the keepers of knowledge. They were the artists, the musicians, the seers. The shamans encapsulated many different things that were really important for their tribe, their community. And it was something sacred that they offered that not everyone had access to. The art they created, the music they played and created, all of this is divinely inspired, and it has sort of these magical healing properties to it. It's the unseen. It feels as though this process you're going through is leading you to your destiny. You can see it's walking through the forest, trying to follow this one fixed star. Everything else is moving, but if it just keeps following this star. I want to note also, if you look at these two together, how similar. It's like he knows within himself, within his heart, within his third eye. He knows where he's going. He just needs to keep following this inner guidance. With this card coming out as well, the seer. I mean, all three of these really, it's really interesting. Clearly, your transfiguration process is really showing that, I mean, unless you are interacting with somebody who is this person for you, who is helping to change you, it feels like you are becoming this person. You are tapping into these oracular abilities, this awakening. You may have a lot more creative impulses, following those impulses, and all of it is sort of led and inspired by bringing pleasure, knowledge, and healing to the collective. It's like all these things that are coming to you now can be used in service. It is your destiny. Himself has a lot of masculine energy, yang energy. And he often talks about balance, bringing balance into the natural world, into all of life. Something passes on and another new life begins. A wrong transpires and a right must be made to counteract that. It's this sort of magic at work behind the scenes to keep things in balance. But there's definitely this sort of motivation, this motivation to do so, to be active, to be a participant, to be a leader. I got the Faery Godmother. She came out in reversed. This talks about moving towards trusting your own power, trusting in the idea of oneness, that we are all connected, starting to see your own agency. So, how many times in our lives have we wished for a figure like this? Somebody who can save us from some state that we're in. You are becoming your own fairy godmother, because as you're going through this transformation process and you're opening up to your abilities, you see that you have the ability to create what you want to see, what you want to experience. You have an understanding that you are a powerful creator, and you are a master. I will say the word manipulator, but I don't mean that in a negative way. You are a master manipulator of energy. It bends to your will. You can visualize and put intent into things and bring things into form. It's like you finally understood that what you see in front of you isn't exactly as it is. Like you've sort of you've understood the inner workings, and you're like, I can use this to my advantage. I can create what I want. I'm no longer the victim. I don't have to be in survival mode. I don't need to be saved. Excuse me. You see that you have the ability to create something from nothing. There is this new sense of focus. Like I said, this sort of like masculine yang energy you feel motivated to do something, to move forward, to use what you have. Whereas maybe you've been shying away from it, not acknowledging the gifts you have, denying what you came here to do. Even though I feel that over, I'm going to say, years, you have been establishing, building a foundation of experience and knowledge in these esoteric areas. Maybe you've been studying shamanic practices, native practices. Maybe you've been studying astrology. What else? There's so many ways it could go. Divination, really getting in touch with nature. Maybe you've really honed in on your connection with nature or animals, or maybe you've been playing with lucid dreaming, astral travel, all those sorts of things, or just researching it, reading about it, getting getting all this knowledge under you so that when you do make this shift, this state from one way of being to another, that it's not completely alien to you. You're already familiar. It's just, it's like everything is finally sort of clicking into place. It really feels like, with these coming out, the foundation, there is a real sense of gaining confidence and feeling more self-assured. You're starting to trust your own inner authority more than you ever have, and that will serve you as you really step up into your destiny and decide what that is that you're intuiting, that you're brewing, whatever creative impulse that is, whatever expression that takes on, that you offer up in service. So that was a super powerful, fiery reading for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Take care.